to Storytime. I'm Miss Kris, and today I want to read you a gardening story. But I thought we'd start just like we used to do in the library where we're doing wiggle wiggle fingers. So can you do this with me? We'll wiggle wiggle fingers, flying to the sky. Wiggle wiggle fingers, all saying hi. Wiggle wiggle fingers, down to the ground. Wiggle wiggle fingers, pound pound pound. Wiggle wiggle fingers, laying in my lap. Wiggle wiggle fingers, taking a nap. Well, the story today is Tops and Bottoms by Janet Stevens. She actually adapted and illustrated this book. Publisher is Harcourt Brace and Company. And Janet Stevens is an author that lives in Boulder, so somebody kind of local. Now this book is very fun because you read it up and down. Starts like this. Once upon a time there lived a very lazy bear who had lots of money and lots of land. His father had been a hard worker and smart business bear, and he had given all of his wealth to his son. But all Bear wanted to do was sleep. Now, not far down the road lived a hare. Although Hare was clever, he sometimes got into trouble. He had once owned land too, but now he had nothing. He had lost a risky bet with a tortoise and had sold all of his land to Bear to pay off the debt. Now, Hare and his family were in very bad shape. The children are so hungry, Father Hare. We must think of something, Mrs. Hare cried one day. So Hare and Mrs. Hare put their heads together and cooked up a plan. The next day, Hare hopped down the road to Bear's house. Bear, of course, was asleep. Hello, Bear, wake up! It's your neighbor Hare, and I have an idea. Bear opened one eye and grunted. We can be business partners, Hare said. All we need is this field right here in front of your house. I'll do the hard work of planting and harvesting, and we can split the profits. Right down the middle. Yes, sir. Bear, we're in this together. I'll work and you sleep. Huh? Said Bear. So what will it be, Bear? Asked Hare. The top half or the bottom half? It's up to you. Tops or bottoms? Let's see, Bear said with a yawn. I'll take the top half, Hare. Right, tops. Hare smiled. It's a done deal, Bear. So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. Hare planted, Mrs. Hare watered, and everyone weeded. Bear slept as the crops grew. And when it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the tops, and I get the bottoms." Hare and his family dug up the carrots, the radishes, and the beets. Hare pulled off all the tops, tossed them into a pile for Bear, and put the bottoms in a pile for himself. Bear stared at his pile. But Hare, all the best parts are in your half. You chose the tops, Bear, Hare said. Now, Hare, you've tricked me. You plant this field again, and this season, I want the bottoms. Hare agreed. It's a done deal, Bear. So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded. And Bear slept as the crops grew. And when it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! You get the bottoms, and I get the tops." Hare and his family gathered up the lettuce, the broccoli, and the celery, and Hare pulled off the bottoms for Bear and put the tops in his own pile. Bear looked at his pile and scowled. "Hare, you've cheated me again." "But Bear," Hare said, "you wanted the bottoms this time." Bear growled, "You plant this field again, Hare. You've tricked me twice, and you owe me one season of both tops and bottoms." "You're right, poor old Bear," sighed Hare. "It's only fair that you get both tops and bottoms this time. It's a done deal, Bear." So Bear went back to sleep, and Hare and his family went to work. They planted, watered, and weeded. and then watered and weeded some more. Bear slept as the crops grew, and when it was time for the harvest, Hare called out, "Wake up, Bear! This time you get the tops and the bottoms." There in front of Bear's house lay a high field of corn. Hare and his family yanked up every corn stalk, and Hare tugged off the roots at the bottom and the tassels at the top and put them in a pile for Bear. And then he carefully collected the ears of corn in the middle and placed them in his own pile. Bear rubbed his eyes and watched. "See, Bear, you get the tops and the bottoms. I get the middles. Yes, Sir Bear, it's a done deal." By now, Bear was wide awake. "That's it, Hare," he hollered. "From now on, I'll plant my own crops and take the tops, bottoms, and middles." Hare and his family scooped up the corn and hopped down the road toward home. Now, Bear never again slept through a season of planting and harvesting, and Hare bought back his land with the profit from the crops, and he and Mrs. Hare opened a vegetable stand. And although Hare and Bear learned to live happily as neighbors, they never became business partners again. Well, I have a bunch of vegetables myself here, and I thought we could play a short little game, guessing whether they're tops, bottoms, or middles. So let's start with this green stuff. What is that? Broccoli. Now this was in the story. Do you remember, was it a top, a bottom, or middle? It was a top. This one grows right on top. You just pick it right off and you've got some yummy broccoli. All right, let's try these red things. These round red things, what are those? Radishes. So what do you think? Top, bottom, middle? They're bottoms. So the leaves grow on top of the ground and the radishes are the bottom. You can even see those roots right here. So these are a bottom. All right, let's do something that wasn't in the book, but I bet you know what these are. These are tomatoes. So what do you think? Top, bottom, or middle? I think they're a middle. So the roots would be the bottom. Top part, there's lots and lots of leaves all over our tomato plant, and the tomatoes kind of grow in the middle of the plant. So I'd call these a middle. Let's see, what about these orange things? What are those? Carrots. What do you think? Top, bottom, middle. They're bottom. Again, the leaves grow out of the ground and our carrots are actually under the ground. So you've got to pull them out and get them. That's our bottom. All right, I've got just two more. You remember, this was in the story. What is this? Corn. Now usually when you pick it, it's husked. It has some husk around it, those green leaves. This one's already been unhusked. Do you remember, was it a top, a bottom, or a middle? It's a middle. So the tassels grow on the top and the roots are on the bottom and the corn grows right in the middle. All right, one last thing. Got a whole bunch of these you can see in here. I pulled out a couple. These, maybe you know, are spinach leaves, baby spinach leaves. So what do you think? A top, a bottom, or a middle? These are a top. They grow right on top of the ground. You can just pick them right off, just like our lettuce, and eat those. So I hope that you get a chance to eat some of those tasty vegetables this summer. Summer's a great time to get fresh veggies. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.